Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel, which is chronicling the restoration of my beloved Powell's 46 International Fast Cruiser. I've had Dreamfinder for coming up 14 years now, and in that time we've done a lot of work. 8 years ago she was re-engined, and we spent quite a while sorting out niggly issues with speed and overheating. As part of the re-engineering, we had to rip out the bench seating in the saloon, so the saloon's been retrimmed and custom seating has been made. The autopilot was a Heath Robinson affair that didn't work, so that has now been replaced. And 4 years ago, the hull was gel peeled and copper coated. Problems with earth bonding have seen us replacing the props. And then in June of 2020 we sailed her 540 miles from Southampton round to Fleetwood on the Fylde coast in the Irish Sea. We hit a force 6 in Cardigan Bay on our journey round and limped into Holyhead with our dive platform hanging off and one of the bilge pumps permanently on. On arrival in Fleetwood, this dive platform has now been repaired, and I'm ready to tackle the major project of repairing the rear deck and refitting the back cabin. Duct tape. Had a bit of a brainwave last night. See, I've got these blue tarpaulins that I bought for doing the frame to cover the boat. And while she's still in the water and I'm still working on her, I thought if I actually tape one of these to the deck and I overlap it so that it's actually going right the way down to the rubbing straight all the way around, then that'll at least keep the worst of the water off. And that means I can start stripping out the core on the walls and get to what's behind there, and hopefully we can repair those with it being dry. And then all we've got to do is lift the deck and then feather everything in and cover it. So yeah, let's see if it works, eh? Not pretty, but I think it'll work, and it's only temporary. So the problem child's over this corner where I can't actually get to it to tape it down, so I'll have to wait until I move the boat, but I don't think it's going to be a problem because the wind is coming from the other direction most of the time anyway. So yeah, let's see if that helps keep me dry inside while I do this work. So I have already started to strip out the core, as you can see here, okay, and yeah, I've managed to go through and cut through in a couple of places, but the scary thing is that it looks as though there's only actually 1 or 2 layers of chopped strand fibre. That's it. maybe not even that. So yeah, this is going to be a fun project. Okay, so I think I've got this figured out in terms of what I'm going to be doing. So this here is the join between the main hull and the superstructure, and you can see here, if you look here, it's really thick gel coat. So I've got no qualms about what is below here. There's a little void here, yeah, but I've got no qualms about what is below here. This here is the transom, and that wood, this side is solid, but I know the other side there will be some rot. So I'm not really sure what I'm going to do about that yet, other than cut the rot out, obviously. But this here is then the superstructure, and it is super thin, very, very thin. I think it's only 1 or 2 coats of fiberglass. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill this with epoxy to get a fillet, okay, and to smooth all this off here, okay. Once I've done that, I'm then going to fiberglass from here down and over here, okay, to here, so that I make a join. And I'm going to put probably three sheets of fiberglass into there. Once I've done that, I'm then going to put some core in here, and that's probably going to be a sort of a marine ply, but that is going to then have a nice flat surface to bond to, and I'm going to bond that to the fiberglass, and then once I've done that, I'm going to put another couple of layers of fiberglass in to just seal it. Okay, these screws here, these are the where the step is for the dinghy, so those screws can come out on the other side. These screws here, again, the same thing, they can come out on the other side. There's nothing really holding them. And then what I'll do is, once I have fiberglassed everything and ready to go, we'll do a drill fill on these, drill fill drill, and then I won't have to fit them again because the actual railing is going to come off when we take the teak deck out. But I think it has also really cemented my view in terms of what I'm going to do with this, and I think what I'm going to do is I am going to cover that with a wax, and then I am going to gel coat it across. Hopefully, now that I have put the tarpaulin over, this should start to dry out, particularly if I put a dehumidifier in here and a heater. So and that'll be one panel then. I've decided I'm going to do this one panel at a time. So this is the next one I'm going to come on to. This is the starboard side. Okay, so I'm going to do that next. But let's get this one finished. Okay guys, well I've just ordered the fiberglass, so hopefully that'll start arriving over the next week or so. So I'm not sure whether it's going to arrive in time for next week, but let's just see what happens. But we're making progress, and I think the key thing here is I think I can do the rear transom on the inside without her coming out of the water. If that goes okay, I'll have a go at the port side, where the portholes are, and hopefully that will also give me a clue in terms of whether those portholes are actually leaking or not, or whether it's just really bad condensation. Starboard side, with that side being close to the water, I think I'm going to have to turn around to do that if I'm going to leave her in the water to do that, so I might leave that until we come out of the water anyway, because hopefully that should take me up till lift out and then we can really get cracking. But I've ordered all the fiberglass for the entire project, hopefully, so we should just be able to crack on through. So that's it for this video for this week. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you have, then hit the subscribe button and give me a thumbs up. Next week, as I say, we'll be starting the fiberglassing.